a split ring. I have to do a split ring and then her intro for
split
her
ring.
YouTube.
Did I say split ring?
You said split ring. I got. And welcome back to the Riley Black Project with Crystal.
Hey,
and John. She's back.
Finally back.
You made it back.
Barely.
Yeah,
hanging on by a thread over here.
From Tulsa to Colorado.
Oh my God.
You went on tour. You went on tour without me.
Yeah,
well, half without me.
We'll talk about it on the life update, but like I highly underestimated what it was going to take to pull all that off. And I'm happy to be home.
Seemed like a good idea at the time.
And like it was, but it was just a lot. Yeah. So we're here.
We have a great guest today with some exciting news.
But first,
we have a sponsor. Today's show is brought to you by
Katie with Monarch Pine. Not Pines. Pine.
Sorry. I was want to add an S.
Katie with Monarch Pine. Use code Riley Black for, I don't know why I'm chopping, for 10% off on her Etsy, monarchpine.etsy.com. Hiya.
And we're at the beginning of the month. Around the beginning of the month.
The first of the month.
It's
not really.
It's like
at all.
The 12th if you're like on it.
You know, it's the first of the month for me.
Yeah.
Because starting 10 days in.
You didn't have your computer to pull the list.
I didn't have. And even then my list was wrong and outdated. Yeah. So please, if you are a Say My Name and above sponsor, and I don't. Yes, but it's still a sponsor. Patron. If I don't mention your name, please tell me.
Yeah.
Because I realized either it didn't save the last time I did it, but there was like one or two people missing from this list, and I'm not sure what happened.
Okay.
So anyway, I want to make sure that we
say the
shout
name.
out to our peeps.
Right.
So here we go. Daniel with a live pixel. He's our new friend from the conference.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to be making me some jigs.
Yeah.
Stephanie with Pretty Pitty Design. Catherine with Primary Market. This is going to be rough. Bree with the Burn Shack. Aaron with Aaron's Acrylic Animals. Christy C. Yes, that's Bree. Burn Shack. Jess with Jersey Girl Sign Shop. Jillian B. Allison with Black River Arts. Trisha... Heather Lynn, you know her. Lobo Designs.
Yeah.
Crystal was spreading stardust. Actually, we should probably change that to Rexy. She goes by Rexy now. Liz with Laser Outpost, X-Tool Jewelry Blanks. Longest name ever. You know what's funny is I make fun of her for her long Facebook group name. Mine's not exactly short anymore. Right. It's Silhouette for Lasers and All Things Riley Black, but it's because I wanted to combine them. Right. So I feel her pain, but I have to make fun of her. Super fan Brandy Mahoney. I am butchering this list. Yeah. I am so sorry, guys. Victor with Excited Adam. Katie with Monarch Pine. Again. Camille. Lisa, David with Creative Cut Supplies, Stephanie Long, Barbie, Danny McManus, Madison with Lasered Maple, Emily with Tiamwall, hint, Mark with Big Blue Laser Designs, Kathy Ray, Ryan with Sprouts Creations, and Will with Crazy Laser Dad. I think we're officially at that point where we need to split these up.
Split them
between
up
like 2 weeks. Yeah, one section 1 week and
part 1 and part 2.
Yeah, I don't think scrolling is enough because
it's not showing enough love.
Yeah, and if you don't watch, then you won't.
Yeah, exactly. So. We want everyone to know who's supporting us.
Of course.
And I'm wearing this cool Laser Husband shirt.
I love that you picked me up from the airport in the Laser Husband shirt. Yeah. I saw you leaving for the airport on the camera.
Oh.
And I saw
snitched me out. You saw the blue shirt. It's like the only blue shirt I own.
It was.
This
was
shade
what
of
is
blue
he wearing?
Anyway. Yeah.
Anyway.
So we had all this worked out pre-show.
And you're gonna flub it?
I think I might. But anyway, today's guest needs no introduction.
There you go.
At all. Is here to share some exciting news. It's not like a premiere because it already happened, but at this time. Anyway, our guest today is Emily, better known as that mom with a laser.
Are you ready?
Let's go.
Let's go.
You're gonna have to do a split ring on that one.
A split ring. I have to do a split ring and then her intro for
split
her
YouTube. Did I say split ring?
You said split ring. I gotta do a split ring.
Okay.
And then do her intro.
So I think I can speak for Emily and say that we are.
You're gonna have to speak for Emily.
This is true because she barely has a voice. I got mine back in time for hers to go away.
Right.
But bear with us on this one, because we're all still like running on fumes from the conference. I'm running on fumes for my great idea to go back home and visit family. And I literally got in last night and I'm better, but as you can tell, it's still there. It's not gone. So yes, it's going to be a good time hanging with our homie Emily. But
I don't like this shirt on camera.
You don't like this shirt on camera? What?
Because when I sit like this, I look fat. So
now you know how...
So you're gonna deal with me if you're watching the show, and I'm like this. You're gonna see me fix myself real quick.
I was like, we're not redoing that intro. That's all staying.
No. We're too far in. We're too far in. That's staying in.
Well, and that's why I don't like wearing non-black shirts. Anytime I wear gray or red, I'm like, oof, don't do that. So what's up, Emily? How are you?
What's going on?
How am I? I'm all raspy. One.
Right.
And, okay, so because I thought since I'm not behind the scenes, I thought I was like shown the whole time. So I tried to hop in when you were saying the names, and I sounded like a man because my voice just it was. Did you hear me? I didn't mean to like interrupt. I was like, say my name, say my name.
Yeah. when you said her name, then paused.
Really? I love it. I didn't even notice.
So just so everybody knows, right? We came back from the conference. We're like, I don't know. I feel like we're like animals. We're like crazy people. We just keep going and going. And insane. I got back from the conference. As you know, I talked to everybody and their mother. Mm-hmm. And I got laryngitis. Yeah. And I have this big event being announced tomorrow. Yeah. I have recording material I have to make, promotional stuff. Monday, I couldn't speak. We were supposed to record Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so anyhow, I was freaking out. So I went to urgent care yesterday. They're like, you have laryngitis. You need to chill. I'm like, ain't no chilling happening right now.
Right. I can't. I literally can't.
And they gave me, I've never taken steroids. They gave me steroids. Man, can I tell you? Okay, so I was up until 1 yesterday. And then I woke up at 5 in the morning. And I'm like, I'm ready to get everything done.
If they want you to chill, they can't give you steroids, basically.
You got the pump going.
Now I can actually speak, but I'm going to be drinking a lot of water. I've had like 50 lozenges today, so I can get through tonight. Right. Don't worry, for those of you watching, I will rest after Saturday.
That was me saying I would rest after today. And then I got home and we watched like one show and it was super late. So we went to bed and I needed to have some like sense of our normal like routine and non-work, because even when I was gone visiting my dad and everyone, I recorded a podcast while we were there. I was still posting, things. I was still answering questions. People would message me on my website or email me or Messenger.
Answering my questions when I had something about an order.
Right. And so it was like there was a lot of downtime, but there's still like a lot of work and stuff going on, and a lot of work without my computer.
Right.
So I was like limping through as much as I could. And I also, as we saw last week, I think my voice was okay, but I lost my voice after the conference.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And what we're going to talk about with Emily, I didn't realize that me being gone for 2 weeks would bump up my deadline for this thing
that's happening.
We're going to talk about.
That we haven't talked about yet.
Yeah, but it bumped it up several weeks.
I'm so proud of you. You were one of the first to submit your video
only because
I don't care, only
not
because
have-
you did it.
the only reason I was one of the first is because I was not going to be here. So
Right.
I had a new
she'd be
deadline.
doing it after this podcast.
God, no. No, I told her, I was like, I wouldn't be the last one, but I definitely would have been the one who was like submitting it on the day like it was due, and then probably would have hated it even more than I did the first time. But we did finish it. We recorded several days after we had planned, but we at least got it all done mostly in one day. I did have to like add some stuff on Sunday, but it wasn't like Wednesday before we were leaving for the conference.
So I'm sure much like the show that we were watching yesterday, people were like, we could just get to it already?
Onto it? Someone literally just messaged me. Oh, Bree with the burn check. Brienne, she messaged me and she was like, okay, literally all these people talking about a surprise that's going to happen tomorrow. I'm dying. And I just sent her, I sent her eyeballs and like a laughing face. And she's like, really?
Okay, so,
really? The effing eyeballs?
So the surprise is that hey there, podcast listeners. How great would it feel if this was the year you finally got to escape your 9-to-5 to embrace your lifestyle of creativity and entrepreneurship?
Every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern, Eon Laser USA invites you to join the Freedom to Create webinar, where you'll learn how to make this a reality.
Join leading laser industry professional and brand ambassador Emily, aka That Mom with a Laser, and Eon Laser USA's sales manager Alicia as they dive into all things Eon.
Learn about the advantages of owning an Eon Laser and get the scoop on Eon's rewards and partner benefits. Plus, get a glimpse at how everyday people who started out with zero experience paid off their lasers, scaled their businesses, and transformed their lifestyles.
So if you're ready for a lifestyle change, head over to eonlaser.us/whyus and sign up for the Freedom to Create webinar today.
Thanks for listening. Laser on.
Welcome to the revolution in laser engraving. Introducing Lens Digital, the creators of the game-changing Pyburn rotary attachment. With the Pyburn 4.0, you can turn ordinary cups, tumblers, glasses, and more into extraordinary masterpieces.
Looking to engrave niche items or want the functionality of a Chuck rotary? Look no further than the Pyburn Grip, Lens Digital's Chuck-style rotary. With a range of different sized jaws, you can easily engrave a wide variety of items. All Lens Digital products are compatible with most CO2 and Galvo lasers and were designed specifically for the laser industry. All that paired with the best-in-class customer support, Lens Digital is your one-stop shop for all of your rotary needs.
Transform your laser engraving game with Lens Digital, where makers succeed. Unleash your creativity today.
And don't forget, we are proud Lens Digital affiliates as well. If you're shopping, code Riley Black will take $50 off any order of $600 or more.
So the surprise is that it's my birthday.
That's not the surprise. But it is your birthday.
It is
tomorrow.
my birthday.
It is.
Yeah, that's a surprise. It's my birthday.
Okay, and again, side note, can we talk about how cute JR was? He was trying to get we call it the E machine when we don't want to mention her name.
I mean, we can mention her name here.
Yeah, but then it'll make everybody else's go off.
That's fine. We're not their house. Echo.
So he kept trying to get Echo to set a timer for 4 p.m. on your birthday to sing you happy birthday.
Yeah.
It was so cute. He could not get it. The alarm goes off at 4 p.m. today.
Yeah.
And we're like, what is that alarm? And we're like, oh,
yeah, it's my birthday alarm.
So, Emily, why don't we tell everybody what the heck you have up your sleeve?
Yes, let's tell them. Okay. This airs tomorrow night, right?
This airs
Friday for patrons, and then Monday for everybody else. So you've already announced.
You've already announced when this comes out.
Yeah.
And it will be a few days into...
Depending on when they listen.
Yeah.
Okay. So I got to take you back a little bit to explain where we've
Give
come.
us the backstory.
Now,
drag them on a little bit longer.
It all started as a teacher.
No,
Not that
much. But if John, you remember? Did you see the post that I put in our private group about this top secret thing with the picture of me saying that I wanted to do this one day?
Yes.
Okay. Can you share that picture in this so they see it?
Sure.
Okay. So back in 2020, when all of this crazy laser community really started to turn it into fire, in a good way. I really had a dream of doing something of this nature, right? So you could share the picture, right? And it's of me with a little paper that said Maker Convention 2021. I really had it on my heart to do some kind of convention. But as you guys have seen with my own journey, it's gotten really, really busy, and there's no way in hell.
And COVID happened too. COVID was the first little twist in all of it.
COVID happened. Oh, so I think this was even 2019 that I said that.
Might have been.
My vision was like 2021 when hopefully things would slow down. But anyhow, planning a real life one, not going to happen.
Yeah.
But over the years, I learned about virtual conventions. I just didn't know how to do them. Like, it sounds like a monster thing to do. How do I do it? Right. And then right around the time at LBX, I learned how.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's time. I have no more excuses. I can do a virtual event, and it's going to be amazing because now I can bring in amazing laser leaders and teachers from every corner of the internet and put them all in one place so that you guys or viewers can learn about the amazing people out there that you may not know. Maybe you like YouTube, or maybe you like TikTok and you don't know about the awesome laser people on TikTok or the awesome people on IG. So tomorrow, which you guys might know about by then, we're announcing Laser Maker Con Holiday Hustle Edition. And it's going to be...
Say it one more time and I'll without my woohoo.
Laser Maker Con Holiday Hustle Edition. Yay! This is going to be a free virtual conference from July 25th through July 27th. And what I've done is, like I said, bring in these amazing people to create really great lessons for you to help you have the most successful holiday season you've ever had as a maker. Okay, bringing to your mind the things you need to do now to close the year strong. So if you were at the Next Level Laser Conference, my speech was all about Q4 and getting ready for Q4. It's not something you want to wait until the last minute to do. So that I brought in all these experts and be like, what's something you want to teach people to help them get ready for that season? Because you know what? January 1st, we all had dreams and goals. And it's been a tough freaking year for a lot of people.
Yep.
A lot of people are feeling down. The business is slow. I mean, I hear that all the time. But we know for a fact, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Come holiday season, it's time to bank.
Yes.
Okay? And if you do it with intention and you're prepared, I guarantee you that you will get closer to whatever goal you were trying to achieve January 1st by December 31st.
Yeah.
So how does it work? From the 25th through the 27th, you can watch all of the lessons live. Every day, a set of lessons is going to go live, and you can watch it for free for 24 hours. Okay? And during the event, our sponsors are giving away like awesome giveaways. Okay, we're going to have a kickoff call on the 24th, the night before. I'm going to get all the speakers together and we'll do a kickoff call. And then on the night of the 27th, we'll announce all of the winners to all the amazing giveaways. We're giving away pie burns. We're giving away lasers. Actually, I won't give away the rest of it, but you'll learn. Lots of cool things are going to happen. And then I have a lot of people asking me, they're like, wait, Emily, I'm going to be out of town. I'm in a different time zone. You have 24 hours to watch it. But if you don't want to, wait, you can get what we call the Encore VIP Pass. And that means you get instant access to all the lessons right away. And you get additional bonuses, exclusive files, membership discounts, a whole bunch of things if you get the Encore VIP Pass. So if you want to skip the wait, you get that. Otherwise, watch the whole thing for free and enjoy the giveaways and be a part of everything happening from the 25th through the 27th.
Nice.
That's awesome. Attention all laser owners and crafters. Are you tired of spending hours cutting, painting, and assembling laser products? Look no further than Crazy Laser Dad Laser Ready Blanks.
Their high-quality blanks are expertly sourced, tested, and ready to use with your lasers. Say goodbye to the hassle and frustration of time-consuming projects and hello to more time creating and selling.
Plus, with their wide selection of items, you'll surely find the perfect blank for all your customers.
So, what are you waiting for? Visit crazylaserdad.com today and take your laser crafting to the next level with their laser-ready blanks.
Speaking of all things laser, check out Houston Acrylic at houstonacrylic.com for reliable laser tested and laser approved materials.
Made for makers by makers, Houston Acrylic features over 450 styles of acrylic sheets. With over 50 new arrivals being released this month, Houston Acrylic is committed to bringing new and innovative styles to the laser community. My personal favorite is the matte, anything matte, and I feel it's perfect for everything.
Don't forget to save 10% by using our exclusive coupon code TRBP10 at checkout. Get inspired today and visit houstonacrylic.com.
Do it.
What else can I tell you? I'm so excited.
Tell us all the things.
Okay, so back in details of what's happened. We've been planning this since December. It's so hard to keep a secret. Oh my gosh, you have no idea.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to finally tell everybody.
Right.
But I have learned in business these kind of things you have to be tight-lipped about.
Mm-hmm.
You do.
Oh, because I've learned in the past. I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have said that, and it's burned me.
Yeah.
So it's just really nice to finally tell the world.
Right. It's like it's a pre ripping off the Band-Aid to tomorrow when she really tells everybody.
And one of my favorite things too is I really wanted to bring in fresh speakers, some new people, because we have a very small industry, you know. So there's really only so many people that can do this kind of thing. So one of my goals was to really bring in what I call hidden treasures. And these are people who maybe they have a smaller platform. They're really busy. They're not doing the YouTube thing. They don't know how to make long form content, but what they have to give and teach you guys is invaluable. So I was like, come on, if you don't know how to record a video, I'll help you. We will make this happen. And let me tell you, you are not going to watch a single video that wasn't well executed to keep your attention, because I don't want you to watch this and be like, why did I take time off to sit here?
I mean, that's what I felt about my presentation, but you said no.
No, chica. I want you guys to know. Okay, Heather did. I mean, both of you and Heather, and I get you guys. You guys are just. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, both of you. When I asked them to be speakers, I was like, I would love for you to teach on one condition. You have to show your face when you record the screen.
No. You didn't tell me that until after. That was not a condition you brought up in the beginning.
Bueno, pero
you might have said I had to do some like talking head or something, but you're like, you're not allowed to only show your screen. You have to show. And Heather asked me today, I went over there because Tabitha was actually in town. And Heather was like, did you do like your little face like bubble while you're doing the screen? I was like, yes, Mom made me. She was like, me too.
Well, it's so much more engaging for the viewer.
No, I get it for sure.
That's what I mean. Like, I really want you guys, I really hope you guys enjoy these videos. Our speakers, like Crystal, work so hard. They did things, they pushed themselves out of their comfort zone.
Way outside of my comfort zone, which is kind of good. I mean, because, once you do something and you like get the scary part out of it, then like just it's kind of like going live and kind of doing all those things. Once you do them more often and like regularly, it's not nearly as scary.
Yeah, it's funny how you don't want to show your face, yet you show your face once a week.
By force.
I don't force you to do the podcast.
Listen, if I could do it without video and so I added video reluctantly to take it to the next level. When you see my face.
No, this is the laser maker comp.
I know. Every time I say next level, I think of.
She's saying upping her game.
Yes. But like every time you see my face on something that is like a reel, a Facebook Live,
in person,
anything, just know that I'd rather not have the camera on me.
Yeah.
And that I do it for my business. I do it for my followers. I do it
For you guys.
For the people. Because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be 68 episodes in. And how many of those? From
So,
the
72.
72nd one was when we started video.
Right.
With Emily.
Yeah.
In person at our old house.
Right. At our first studio.
At our first studio.
Stay tuned to the life update.
Yeah. Yes. Oh my God. Are we gonna tell them?
I mean, part of what Emily says is that you got to set that goal.
Yes.
And you have to do so. So we got to be held accountable.
Okay,
so the
fine.
only way we can be held accountable
It's talking
is
about it.
talking about it. So
Don't get your hopes up. It's not
another
anything-
announcement in the life
It's not
update.
anything crazy, but well, it is crazy.
It's super
but-
crazy, but yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to later.
Yeah.
Wait,
but,
what a tease.
well,
What a
and-
tease.
we'll tell you
Yes.
after
Okay,
this.
okay.
But when
I
she
did say,
asked me, she was like, like, I want you to be a part of this. And I was like, and say what? Like, I always,
Right.
I'm my own worst critic. And I often feel like I don't really know anything that's like worth sharing that other people don't already know. And I always second guess like what I have to give and share. And then I will say that like there are the times where actually at the Next Level conference, when I was teaching people stuff on the Ask Me Anything with the like, few little like minutes that I had with each person, and each one of those light bulbs to what are now simple things for me to do. And I was literally like regurgitating like two of my favorite things to teach people that are unknown about silhouette. And that's the dashed lines and like compound pass and like reverse engraves. And just seeing so many people like just they're mind blown, and like me or them walking up with some super simple one had a problem with a logo not engraving. It was engraving like the opposite pieces than that she wanted.
Right.
All she needed to do was to add one more offset around it. Like,
Right.
And I mean, there were a couple more things. It wasn't just that one step, but it was really simple for me to fix it for her. And then it takes those moments that I'm like, oh, this isn't really simple for everybody.
Everyone, right.
Even if they're a couple years or a couple months into their laser journey, maybe they just started using Silhouette because they don't like Inkscape anymore. Or
Right.
a lot of people who were interested in Silhouette had tried Adobe Illustrator and it was just kind of overwhelming for them. Or they tried Lightburn, and Lightburn is great, but it isn't always like intuitive for everyone on like designing, and it doesn't have every design capability that Silhouette or even Illustrator has, because it's mostly purposed to run your laser. But Jason is just a genius and adds in all this extra stuff for everybody.
Right.
But yeah, I struggle with confidence. Surprise.
You have a course. Your third.
Her
laser
and
conference.
Heather
Fourth
bullied
now.
me into.
This is your fourth conference where they've
Fourth
asked
Oh,
you.
I didn't know bullying. That it was all on Heather.
The courses that you both bullied me for sure. You
No.
did it a lot nicer than she did.
Thank you for bullying her.
Yes. But like, it takes you also having those friends who remind you like of who you are, what you've done, and what you have to give and share. And the friends who ask you to be a part of their super awesome
Conferences.
Laser Maker Con, because yes, I mean, it is like the laser community is small, but there are tons of people who would kill for this opportunity. And, I don't expect the invite, being her friend. And I appreciate that she wanted me on, and she helped me kind of figure out walked me through, what to share.
Right.
Oh, I'm so glad because, it was so easy. She's like, well, exactly. You said, like, what? What am I going to teach? I'm like, what is the number one question that people ask you? And she's like, well, this is it. And it's actually one of the best things that people get the most out of. I'm like, do you know how many new people are coming into our industry every day that don't know about it?
Well,
and you get to do like a strategically planned lesson on it.
Yeah.
Do that. It's going to be money.
Well, I was second guessing it because
I can't believe I just learned this.
I was second guessing it because to me, it's one of the like first things you should learn how to do when customizing files. Because if you want to add a name or anything to an Easter tag, a Christmas ornament, or really anything, but it needs to be attached to another shape, it's really tricky for people. But once you figure it out, then you're like, oh, okay, I get it. But I was, again, second guessing everything because I'm like, oh, well, if you're somewhat seasoned, you probably already know this. And then it's like, well, why am I here?
But because you just said it.
Yeah.
It's tricky. And until you like learn it, you don't, you're famous. You don't know what you don't know.
Right.
So it's like, you just said it's tricky and you have to like, no. So you're taking that out of it by showing them and she's, you're on a platform.
Well,
to show
and I will say that when I first, Jen from GUG, the Glowforge user group, I remember a long time ago, years ago, she showed something similar in Adobe Illustrator. And I remember watching her video doing it in Illustrator, and she was doing the same steps. And for me, I didn't learn much from her technique, but I learned, I'm doing it right because everything I've done for the most part has been self-taught. Right. And so when I do something, again, this is another reason why I have the confidence issues is because I don't know that I'm doing it the best way or the fastest way or whatever. Right. And I am slowly.
You get from point A to point B. And that's what matters.
E. She gets to E.
Point E, Emily.
Point E.
I do. I go all around and then I come back to point
B.
But
can I tell you, a lot of this stuff is not intuitive for people.
Right.
I'll give you a little example. And I'm using this as an example. Sarah is very intuitive with other things. Sarah, my warehouse manager, my operations manager at the shop. And today we were working on the UV printer. We have an order that came in.
Small brag. We're working on the UV printer.
Well, there's a big learning curve,
Yeah.
And we have to learn how to use Adobe Illustrator, and we have to learn how to add color. Right. A whole new world for laser people.
For sure.
And she's like, I cannot get this to do this for the life of me. Yeah. And instantly I was like, oh, we can do this. And I whipped something out of my, and she was like, how did you figure it? I was like, I don't know. It just came to me. It was intuitive, but for her, it was not. Right. And so when you and I do simple things like that, it really can open a lot of doors for people. And for all we know, that was the door they needed to become intuitive.
Right. For sure.
So Crystal's lesson is fabulous. So please watch it. And even
thank you.
Even if you're not a Silhouette user, you can still apply what she teaches you in Adobe Illustrator, in Affinity Designer, whatever it is you
very
use.
Similar steps.
Yes, the strategy is the same.
Right.
So watch the lesson and don't miss out.
And thank you, John, for my what do you call it? Professionally produced talking head portions of the video.
We got a studio.
That's tough for me.
It was a cheat code. We had a studio.
We do have a studio, so that was kind of easy. That made that part. It looked pretty. My lines, they struggled a little bit. One in particular, there was one that I did in the real bloopers that you posted. It was like 4 times.
4 times?
Oh my God! Speaking of bloopers. The bloopers are so good. As a matter of fact, did you see my comment and I tagged everybody? I think we should share the bloopers from now until the event in the Facebook group.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. So we have our own little speaker group where we've been going crazy, really excited and sharing they are hilarious. And John, I love the way that you edited Crystal. I might tell people to bleep out.
Yes,
I have a bleep
there's
version.
there's
No, I
a
have
clean version,
Yeah.
and there's a non-clean version.
Oye, como que me conoce.
Yeah,
You
I have-
know me well.
I have
Mom's
a
gonna want it
censored.
bleeped.
Although I did post the non-bleeped one in the speaker page because it's just the speakers, you know. And my followers, you know, they'll probably get the unedited version because they just know that that's me. But you know,
anyhow, but the
Yes.
idea is like we should sprinkle them out from the 11th through the 25th so that the people can like, you know, experience the fun with us.
yeah, I mean, hell, my bloopers often do way better than the actual like tutorial or content that I'm doing because, I mean, you're seeing the true us when things don't go right and when we're being goofy and we're uncomfortable and we're awkward, and that's all of us. And then when you see what's finished, that's the polished one that we took 25 tries to do, and then we're finally like, screw it, I'm not doing it again. That was the first one I posted. I'm like, that'll have to do because I'm not doing it again.
When you watch her her presentation, just know that if you see her on camera, the short little bit that you see took us an hour to do.
That's it?
What?
It only took an hour to do that?
Yeah, it took an hour to do that part.
I'm surprised it didn't take longer.
Yeah, it took an hour.
Listen,
Because it's what, 5 minutes of actual like
I don't
talking
know.
head. Yeah.
talking about seeing us be goofy, Heather takes the cake with the goofiness in her bloop. Is that the expression? Takes the cake?
I think
Sure.
so.
Sure.
Sounds good.
Well, you know what I asked? Okay, one, I feel like growing up in Miami, we don't really know a lot of like common like English
Oh,
expressions.
and you guys have
And
some
when we
weird
do-
ones.
When we do, we butcher them.
Yes.
The other day, I was talking to Chance, who's one of our speakers. And I don't know, he said something, and I was like, I don't get it. He's like, you've never heard that? I was like, I grew up in Miami.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know sayings, but they're like in Spanglish.
Do you know this one? Do you know what hair of the dog means?
Para nada.
Yeah, I learned that in Colorado.
So did I.
I never heard. I learned that in Colorado.
Yeah, so it means basically it was a long time until I learned it as well, but in Colorado, my friend had said it like I was hungover or someone was hungover, and she was like, "Oh, hair of the dog," and I was like, "What hair of what dog? What are the hair? No, thank you." And apparently, it means like to basically get rid of your hangover, you have a shot or another drink or a mimosa or whatever. And so that's what hair of the dog.
I do not want any hairs of dogs.
Exactly. That was my first response. I was like, no, thank you. No hair, no dog
take
hair,
another drink.
please. Yeah.
You know, and speaking of bloopers, I gotta say, let's talk about how proud I am about the delivery of what you guys are about to see tomorrow. I hope that on your end, you guys are like, dang, this thing is like well presented.
Yeah.
And I gotta tell you, it wouldn't look as good as it's about to look if it wasn't for John right there. John, he took all of our speaker videos. So shout out if you're looking for a videographer, John is. Okay.
Hold on.
Or an
Riley
editor.
Black Media.
Riley Black
How do I
Media.
get it?
I'm sorry, Riley Black Media. Okay. So he took all of our speaker videos, and we have little clips that you're going to see if you're following. So I have a new Instagram page, by the way, and I haven't told you guys because I just made it before this podcast.
You do?
Yeah, it's going to be dedicated to Laser MakerCon.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so every day you're going to see a new clip. It's like a sneak peek of each of the videos, and those were all beautifully done by yours truly over here. And I'm like, it just looks so good. I'm so excited. Very excited.
And then also, I don't think that you'll need it, but also give some grace if there's any little snags, because it's the first one.
Right.
And, you know, there's always, you can be so prepared.
Right.
And then there's still something that you didn't think about until it's broken or until that one person, you know, signs up or.
I mean, we really. I'm prepared for that. I have told you guys, the speakers, I have been totally transparent. I've been like, look, this is my first one.
Right.
Something's gonna go wrong. But I will say we have really done our due diligence to
cover as many.
Bulletproof as much. Like, for example, I did a soft launch, a test launch with my Laser Launch Academy Tier 2 students.
Nice.
That's kind of a bonus. I treat them like my VIPs. Anything I know, anything I do, they get to know in advance. So I sent them an email. And I was like, look, this is happening. You get to know about it. Keep it a secret. Okay. Yeah. If you want to sign up and tell me what's wrong.
Yeah.
But at least this let me check that the checkout part was working right. The affiliate links, I went and I tested those. Everything has been tested to the most of our ability.
Right.
And by the way, if you didn't know, Crystal has a superpower and she can like read things and find every error in the grammar.
Tell me about it.
You should have been a copy, what's it called? Like
a proofreader or
an editor.
Oh my gosh. So Crystal herself has like scoured all the pages and made sure there were no commas where they shouldn't have been and commas where they should have been and
Heather's
dashes where they needed to be. Huh?
Or Heather's way worse or way better than I am. Like I'll find like if there's 6 errors that you like need to find, like if someone was testing me, I'd probably find 5 and I'd second guess the 6th one.
And 3 that they didn't count.
Right. And Heather would find like 8 and create like 2, you know what I mean? Yeah. So she usually finds one that I don't find because I'm not the greatest with like grammar always and like commas.
Crystal's my chat GPT. I write it up, send it to her, and she sends it back.
I've had you and Heather scour everything. So I'm just saying.
Yes.
There's going to be something's going to go wrong, but for the most part,
right.
We've really done our due diligence. By the way, I think this is number 4 or 5, this podcast.
Keep them coming.
Popping them.
Right? I'm winning.
But yeah, he'll send me when he's going to like send something to, especially when they're like a new client.
Yeah.
Then, because he's like a few of my friends, not the greatest with punctuation, and he always sounds bored. So it's like, thank you. Period.
I don't know how to add excitement to my text.
It's not. And so all the time I'm like adding a comma or exclamation points like here and there.
This is like a guy thing.
My husband, is.
He messages me all the time, and I'm like, why is he so dry and like?
Who does that?
I do emojis.
John, it's just like I'll ask him a question.
I don't text her.
Not that John.
It's about business.
Her John.
He'll just respond with something. He'll be like, okay. I'm like, what about?
Yeah.
Sure, honey. Or like.
Yeah. We literally had to change the emoji in our chat on Messenger because he's not allowed to do a thumbs up. Mom knows this.
Right.
She learned that you're not allowed to do a thumbs up.
I changed it in our chat because she's like, do you mean? I'm like, no, you too? Okay, fine. Let's change it to something.
No. I was like, don't kill me for doing a thumbs up. I have PTSD now from Crystal and Heather.
So like I tell him something like important, like make sure to do this or hey, do this. And he'd be like,
I got you.
I'm like, no. So now it's an alligator.
Whatever. I'm just telling you. I cannot touch a thumbs up. And the fact that okay, so you know how like when you're texting on your iPhone, you can't change it to an okay. There's only a thumbs up, and I'm like,
yeah.
Scared to push
Don't take this the wrong way.
That's true. That's true. There is. I'm very disappointed with the Apple text react.
But
options.
I usually in chat, I usually answer like with a meme. I'm very meme oriented. But when I'm messaging a client, I can't answer a text with a meme.
You can answer mom with a meme.
No, I do. I do. But I'm like you said, a new client or whatever.
Yes. Right.
Yeah. So it's just it's hard to like add enthusiasm when it's like it's just text.
Yeah. It's totally a guy thing though, and they'll be like, they'll tell him like, "Oh, I really loved the video. That was amazing," and he'll be like, "Thank you so much."
That's how you read it. But I'm like, "Oh my god, thanks." Like that's.
But the "Oh my god, thanks!" exclamation point is how you portray the voice change that just happened.
Okay.
Are you done being the topic?
Mm-hmm. This is not about me.
No,
this
it's
is about Laser
Emily.
Maker Con.
It is.
What else can we share? Oh, it was a lot of fun.
We
have.
Oh, go ahead. What's a lot of fun?
we have the professionally edited reels, but we also have some really fun collaboration reels that we've done. I mean, I fell in the middle of the lobby.
Oh, I have it on video.
No way! Why haven't you showed me?
Because it's kind of been crazy and I keep forgetting. And then I was scrolling through my photos looking for something today and I came across it. So I'll make sure to post that.
I have it all scheduled out because I want to post them all at the same time, but I got
Right. I know it's hard.
So myself, Heather, and Stephanie Murphy, we did like the Macarena. Okay.
Yeah.
And we did, I was like, I had to like climb on top of them, but
we watched from the bar.
We did.
You watched from the bar, people watched from the balcony. Okay.
Yeah.
But their leggings were so slippery that I kept falling.
Yep.
And I'll share those bloopers too. But
right.
We got a lot of fun collaboration reels that we've done together.
Yeah. You made me twerk in one of them. I would like you all to know that she requested said dance because I was like, I don't know what dance to do. It was on the last day. Huh?
That's your move.
Apparently, it's my move.
Yes, it is.
It's how I got you, right?
Yep.
But it was the last day of the conference. Emily's driving me nuts trying to like rally this herd of cattle. I'm so tired. I'm so done. I like wore glasses. I barely put myself together because I was, it was the third day in a row waking up at like 6 something I don't know how many days in a row of just 3 hours of sleep at night. And I was just so done. And she was like, oh, you need to dance. And I was like, and I was like, I don't even know what dance to do. And she was like, you got to twerk. It's the signature. And I was like, I don't want to twerk in front of all these people. It was the last thing I wanted to do, but it is pretty funny.
You know why it's like in my mind, your move? Because when we did way back in the day,
yep.
Our little,
I remember.
What was it? I don't remember, but it was so cute.
The crazy best friend or the crazy
friend.
Yeah, it was one of those. But I remember recording it on my porch. I miss that porch, but it's like one of the only things I miss about the house.
Oh yeah,
on the porch.
On the ring cam.
Yeah, and like it was the goofy friend, and I don't know what it was. It was some friendship like TikTok or Reel or whatever. It's in the archives if you dig deep enough into our. But it was really early on in our like friendship. And I've done a couple twerking videos and they do perform well. So people are either watching in amusement or disgust. I'm not quite sure, but I'll take the views.
Yep.
Engagement is engagement, right?
Yeah.
It is.
So I was going to ask if you're releasing all the speakers.
Oh yeah. Well, by this time, Monday, everybody's going to know. You guys want to know?
Yes.
Okay.
Tell us.
Oh gosh, I don't want to miss somebody. So
I kind of know.
Let me make sure I'm looking.
Right, it's on the spot.
Oh yeah, and I do not want to miss somebody. Okay.
Yeah, no.
So as you know, it's Crystal. It's Heather.
Wait,
Crystal and Heather.
She has to go.
I'm trying to fill time while she finds.
Sorry.
Liz Rivers. If you don't know the Laser Outpost, Mama, we love her.
The Laser Outpost.
No, it's Madre. Madre is Liz.
Madre.
She's doing a talk on how to like everything you need and should know about running a market because markets during the holiday season are very busy for us, right?
Cray.
Callie Goodwin from Sparks of Joy on TikTok. She's going to be talking about TikTok marketing and she's doing a project.
Awesome.
With what is she making? She's turning in her video to me tonight. She beat Heather. Heather got hers into me 2 days ago.
Nice.
Robin Parker Marsh does a beautiful game. She's so fancy. Heirloom solitaire something. It's very fancy. But so that's from Welcome Home Custom. And Robin has a phenomenal subscription group. And her people, they always make bank with these heirloom games. Yeah. Like games are really popular for families, especially during the holidays. She does a great lesson on that one. We've got Robin Faro, that laser lady who's like a tumbler queen, and she does a full wrap tumbler. She teaches you how to actually make the design to do a full wrap tumbler. A great tutorial. Misa Allen Braun from By Misa. She's a phenomenal photographer. And so she does a really good lesson on decent, easy photography.
I bumped her so much for photography tips.
Well, and that was another desire of mine for this conference. I don't want it to all be about lasers. I really want it to encompass what the small business entrepreneur has to deal with. Right. It's one thing to learn the laser. It's a whole other thing to have to sell
everything else.
And so you need to know you need to understand standard operating procedures, right? Which is something Dana, someone who has made $7 million with Amazon Handmade. Okay. Wow. She's going to talk to you about SOPs. Let me see. I'll go through the different speakers and it will refresh my memory. And Misa's going to teach you how to do good photography, right? Which you should start doing with your products that you want to sell now because it takes time.
Yes, very important.
We have Daryl Aspin, who he's so cute. He did a whole naughty and nice list. All right. And he really got into it. He dressed up like Santa. He's dressed up as an elf. His kids were like reindeer. It was so much fun. But he talks to you about the things that you should and should not be doing. Yeah. Then we have Stephanie Murphy, who talks all about UV printing, which is very much becoming a thing now within our world. The UV printer and the laser are like a natural, complement to each other. Who else do we have? Kendra Chura. I love Kendra from Kendra's Got Wood. She is a woodworker at heart. And I really wanted her to come in and show us something a little different because, in our laser world, we're all about like churning and burning. Yeah. You can still make really, really good money if you are an artisan and you really want to do art, right? So she teaches you how to make a complete laserable sign with a frame and how to make it look clean and professional. I need water. Hold on.
It's a long list.
Right.
Oh, Chance Axelson from Custom Grains and the owner of Lasered by the Creek. If you don't follow him on TikTok, that guy is killing it selling hats and hat patches. So he does a talk on his best tips for going viral. Who he consistently goes viral all the time on TikTok. Who else? Oh, Shauna from Gypsy Fins. Yes. She does a complete resin mat ornament tutorial, which are great money makers during the holiday season. Then we have Sarah Sewell, who's an Etsy professional and coach, and she talks to you about what you need to be ready for Q4. Oh, yeah.
Water break.
Another hidden treasure is Heather Bennett. So Heather Bennett got started with us back in the day, and she has her own storefront. Sorry.
Mom's breaking my golden rule.
Called Paisley. Oh, it's lost in yours.
I'm just giving you shit. You're totally fine.
Another thing you have given me like PTSD for.
Tell me about it.
I'm so sorry. You're not alone. Nope. Just know that there is a community of people who have been traumatized by Crystal's
quirks.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Love you.
So Heather Bennett, she owns Paisley Grace Makery, and she does all the things. She does paint kits. She does paint parties. She does coaching. So in her lesson, she teaches you how to do paint kits and paint parties because those are another big money maker in the holiday season.
And then the other Heather.
Huh?
The other Heather, we kind of just breezed past her, but what is my Heather doing?
I'm going down the list.
Okay, so never mind. I won't throw you off. Keep going down your list.
I added that to get her ready for
Victoria Martin. So Victoria, this is another great story. Victoria is another one who got started with way back then. She became very, very successful selling wholesale to small business makers that don't have lasers, and to shops around the country, like through like fair.com and things of that nature. and she is going to do a lesson on how to do a hat bar. Another really great money maker and seller, especially if you do markets. Heather, our wonderful Heather, who recorded her face on her screen.
For you.
I love how she messages me. She's like, "Are you proud?"
Yeah.
Heather does an awesome lesson teaching you how to use Procreate to make your own designs, how to vectorize them, how to prepare them for the laser, and then create the finished product. So well done. I really think it's one of her best videos that she's ever done.
Awesome.
Let's see. Betsy Flores. So Betsy is from Amor to Create, and she does a lot of sublimation with the laser, which I think is a really great compliment, especially during a time where UV printers are becoming very popular, but UV printers are not cheap. And a sublimation machine is a really great substitution for that if you're not ready for that kind of commitment, but you do want to add color to your laser goods. Why am I not seeing everybody on my list here? I know I'm missing people. See all. I'm looking in the Facebook group, but some names are not showing.
Will.
Oh, Will. Hello, crazy lazy dad. And Will is really wonderful at mindset.
Yeah.
And I really feel that anything that you do, that's another piece of the
huge part of it.
You need to have an entrepreneur's mindset to get from point A to point E.
To point E for Emily.
That's going to be my new thing. No more point A to point B. So he does a great talk on your mindset to prepare you for what's to come. Okay. Here are the other people that we're not showing.
I was going to say, I just remembered
Catherine Ewers from Primary Market. She's going to talk to you about packaging. All right. Easy ways to do packaging. She's great. She's great at it. Justin Kilcher. Justin Laser.
Justin Laser. Yes.
Yeah. Need water. Time out. Listen. Ain't nothing stopping me. These roids.
We gotta do what we gotta do. I get it.
I joked with her when she told me she went to urgent care. I'm like, oh, so I guess we're not gonna do the podcast. Right. She's like, whoa, don't count me out.
I've been joking with her this whole time. I was like, you better have some notes prepared because we're recording tonight. This night, whether you can make it or not, because we're already kind of cutting it close for editing and all that. But how many times have we recorded or done things when sick, when we don't feel well? This, unfortunately and fortunately, this is one of those sides of entrepreneurship and being a small business owner is there's no sick days. You can take some breaks and you can take some rests, and you do have to prioritize. I yell at her all the time, prioritize your health and your family and all those things. I mean, I don't yell at her about the family part. She has that pretty down packed, but the taking care of ourselves can sometimes be one of the last things we do. Mm-hmm. And we feel like we have to push all the time because we do, but so just pushing through the sick. I get it. I've recorded so many times.
It's part of the entrepreneur's life, sometimes there are seasons where we do have to push ourselves.
Right.
It can't be like that always. It's very toxic.
Yes.
Not healthy. But we have to recognize that there are times where we're going to have peaks and we're going to have to push through. This is one of those times for me, you know, and that's okay, you know. So, where was I? Oh, so Justin Laser.
Yes.
Justin Laser's I love him. He's amazing. And this is another thing I love about this conference is I'm bringing to you guys people who have proven established businesses with their lasers. Okay. Yeah. Justin he's been running a business for 10 years. He has a very successful laser business. Right. And he's going to talk to you about, I forget the customer framework, how to work that funnel to close the sale. Yeah. Then we have Michael Mullins from Laser Engraving 911. Yes. He's amazing. And I'm really excited about his talk because a lot of us are afraid to do one-offs. Yeah. Right? Because we don't know the settings, we could mess it up, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. But he has mastered this and he makes bank with it. So his talk is going to be all about how
I don't know how he
the
does
holiday season, he makes bank with one-offs and not to be afraid of it. So I'm really excited to see what he delivers.
Well, and quick side note for those two, were those, I'm sure they have a presence in the Facebook group and the Facebook groups and all that stuff, but it's not, their presence is more on YouTube for both of them and a couple of her other presenters. And it's awesome because these things expose us to people who we may not know because we mostly frequent Facebook or we mostly frequent Instagram. It's nice to have these kinds of events, or, I mean, shameless plug here, but the podcast too. We try to find people who aren't always in the Facebook groups or aren't always in the Instagram, maybe don't have a ton of followers, but still have something to share, but I was glad when I found Justin and Michael we found through Alex with Laser Everything, who is also another speaker, I believe, right?
Michael Mullins from Laser.
Well, but Alex is also a speaker now?
Yes. I haven't got him yet, but yeah.
Yeah, so
Obviously, I saw him on the graphic.
Yeah, so did I. I was like, I hope he is, because I saw his face. But meeting them, and they had tons of followers on YouTube, and I was like, what? How do I not know these people? And it's just because our paths hadn't crossed because of where I mostly frequent. Right. So it's awesome,
That's what I'm saying. I love that I can pull all of these incredible laser people from every corner of the internet and bring them to one place for one cause for you guys. Okay.
Yeah.
So we've got Michael Mullins, and then we have Laser Engraving. Laser Everything. And he's going to talk about something that I didn't even know I needed to know. It's called tent poles.
What?
Tadpoles?
Tent pole. Tentacles?
Tentacles?
Tentacles? Tadpoles?
Tent poles.
Tent poles.
Yes.
We going camping?
Tent, like a tent and a pole.
We're going camping.
Yeah.
So just stay tuned. It's going to be really good.
All right.
It's a business strategy thing.
Is it like a pop-up tent?
No, chico. Ningún pop-up tent.
Has the band in the middle. Keep the tent.
And then who else do we have? Rich Ferrone, the LA hobby guy. So he's going to teach you optimal things that you should be doing in Lakeburg to save you time so that you can be efficient, right?
Nice.
Am I missing anyone? Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to jump into the student portal because Facebook it's like not showing me everybody.
Cooperating.
You guys can chat while I look it up and make sure I don't miss anything.
So
I've seen some of the presentations because I was I was editing the reels. I haven't seen them all yet,
right?
But I've gotten through half of them, and it is true. There is a lot of value and a lot of information. I mean, granted, I didn't sit through the whole lesson. I just skimmed through to pick out parts, but listening through it for to make sure they're not speaking out of context, to make sure it flows.
Yeah.
It's really good. Everyone has actually sat down and put time. It's not just put together let me get this out for Emily real quick.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and all of us,
Mom would totally be on their case if it was
Well, and I mean, a lot of us have a lot of other stuff going on. So, putting this together, it's like, oh, okay, we have goals or shows, or they went to the conference, or they were presenting at the conference, or whatever. And so doing all of this, it's almost perfect timing, but also not perfect timing at the same point, because it was a lot kind of going on in the background for people, but a lot in a good way.
Right.
You know what I mean?
A lot of these names, I know that they were getting ready for 2 conferences.
Right.
They were getting ready to go to Next Level and prepping for Laser Maker Con.
Yeah. And this one we had to keep secret until in a few hours.
Right.
Yeah. So it was I have a lot going on. I can't tell you any of it.
Well, I mean, even Emily's presentation at the Next Level, she blurted out on her screen.
Yeah.
As whatever. And she's like, I can't talk about it right now, but I got something big coming. And because she was going through all the things that she's that she's gone through.
Yeah.
And this was one of them, but she's stay tuned. I can't really talk about it, this and that. And then we were all in the back Did you get your video in? Hey, did you get your
Did you
video
do
in?
yours?
Did you finish your video? Did you send it to
Were
me?
you really?
Who sent the video?
Stephanie-
Who's last?
Stephanie came back from the conference and redid her whole video.
Really?
Yeah, but that's because she was like on a high. Like
I can
she,
see. Yeah, I was gonna say I
she
can
was
see
there
that.
and she was like, "There's so many other things that I could do better." So I was like,
Totally.
"Okay, as long as you get it in time, got it."
And listen, if I would have had the time, I might have. But when I finished my course, I wanted to redo the whole thing. Emily and Heather kept telling me like, stop it. And like, it takes the people who say, oh, okay, I got a lot from it for me to not like want to go through and redo the whole thing. And I may still do that someday, but yeah, it's hard. I mean, we're our own worst critic. And you know, Emily loved my presentation, and I was like kind of feeling a little bit defeated about it because it wasn't what I pictured in my head, but like I think mostly the part that I tore apart the most was like what's called the talking head portion. And I was so focused on my lines, I forgot to like smile and make it a little bit more
Add
like personal.
to it. Yeah.
And so like it didn't come across that way as much as I think, and I did try like really hard to put my personality in there when I could. But just little things like that. But again, if
all the personalities in the bloopers.
It is.
It's a lot of
We
personality.
cut all those out, all the cursing, the effing shit, and whatever. That was apparently like the one of the day that I kept saying over and over again. Did you find it, Emily? Did we waste enough time for you?
We covered everybody.
Okay, good.
My voice
We did.
needed
Okay,
a break,
good.
so this was good.
Good.
Good. So, I mean, since your voice needs a break, bless you. Oh, okay. You guys go on.
That was
I think
not
it was
a
a
normal sneeze
I don't
for
know.
her.
It might have been-
Sneezes crack me up
It might have been
because
a sneeze because she has a lozenge in and she didn't want to like ruin her computer.
or
and, like,
choke on the
squeeze it
lozenge.
into the- or choke on the
But
lozenge.
her sneezes crack me up because they're like a little mouse. And every time she sneezes, it makes me laugh. So what's your favorite thing about this conference or convention or what virtual thing? Virtual LMC, Laser Maker.
You know, I'll probably have a better answer after it's done. But up until this point, I don't know if there's one specific thing. Again, I'm really proud of myself, for sticking with it and actually doing it. I'm really excited about the delivery. Like I said, I feel like the branding is on point. I feel like the preparation is on point. I know all of us, we look back and we're like, man, I should have done this, this, and this. I feel like I've done all of that.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about shining a light on all of these wonderful speakers. I cannot tell you how grateful I am. You guys just did a wonderful job. I'm like so proud. Mom was like, good.
Mom's proud. Mom's proud.
I do. I'm really grateful for everything you guys put into it. I know it was a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to help a lot of people. The message is going to get in their mind. And that's what's really important. I find that messaging is critical. And if we're not collectively saying, get ready, get prepared, then people find themselves scrambling at the last minute, having maybe the most fruitful year, but the most fruitful season, but the most depressing and tiring season, right? Like I tell people all the time, my first Christmas was great with my laser. I made a ton of money, but it's the one that I regret the most because I was not present.
Actually, I was in Colorado last week, as most people know, and I ran into a lot of friends who had ordered things during my first and like second year owning a laser.
Still waiting for it?
And no, stop it. We'll get on to that in a second. But how they had stuff that I made during that Christmas where I was up until 3, 4 a.m. finishing orders. We didn't set up the tree. JR was like 2. He didn't even know that there wasn't like a tree.
Yeah, we basically he's not making memories yet. So
no. And it was, it sucked. I mean, I made good money, I'm sure. And a lot of my friends and family and, beyond supported me. But like, I remember my friend brought up, she's like, oh, my daughters still have their signs on their door. You should go look. And I was like, what sign? She was like, oh, the volleyball one and the other one. I was like, oh God, that was such a horrible time in my life. Because like, I didn't mean to like say that to her, but that's just like what the first thought my brain had was like, oh my God, those
were the years in the trenches. Yeah,
it was rough. It was where I didn't have a cutoff, or if I did have a cutoff, I didn't stick to it. And it was just, I had a whole suitcase that I brought to Colorado that had stuff that I was making for people. Like that's how like intense it was. And it was just, so that brought me back to, toss them in the air like confetti.
Hey, we're making it through. We're making it through, are we not?
Right. Well, and then the other moment that I was going to talk about was being proud of us for doing something that we've been talking about doing for years. Right. And, yours is Laser Maker Con and doing a conference of some sort. And you talked about it years ago. And the thing I talked about years ago was this LED course, this stupid course that I've procrastinated on for so long because of life, confidence, so many different things. And, struggling to push through and to set deadlines and to do things that make me be accountable. And I finally am releasing the course at the end of August, and I have 11 people who have signed up so far, and I haven't even posted about it. Right. I only talked about it at the conference, and apparently I talked about it last week on the podcast because April, one of the Laser husband's wives.
Frank's wife.
Yeah. I couldn't remember his name. Oh, yeah. But so April.
I got you, Frank.
Yeah. I saw it come through that April bought the LED course, the pre-sale.
Right.
And I messaged her and I was like, thank you so much for the support. And I was like, but how did you know? Because she wasn't at the conference.
Who told?
Right? Who told you? Kind of like, I almost felt like Emily, she had that moment where someone like found her Laser Maker Con before it was live and like purchased a pass. And so I kind of felt like that moment for a second because again, she wasn't at the conference and I hadn't posted about it and I forgot. Like, what, guys, when I say stuff on the podcast, I don't remember what I said 10 minutes ago, let alone what I said last week or the week before.
Just a conversation.
It really is. And so she was like, oh, you mentioned it on the podcast. I was like, oh, okay, great. And she was like, I was driving. And as soon as I got there, I parked and went and purchased it. And I was like, oh, awesome. But like, it's
Thanks,
just, April. Right? But, it's just those things. Like, if you've wanted to do something for years and life got in the way, it's trying to leave. Okay, we're good. The other competition, that was another thing that threw me off, was I talked about this when there was 0 courses, let alone not 0 courses because I had already had we had the silhouette ones and stuff, and there's probably ones I didn't know about. But in my circle, there weren't a ton of courses. Right. And there was 0 LED courses that I knew about for laser and all that. And that kept throwing me off. I'm like, oh, no, I took too long. I missed the boat. It's like, never mind.
Well, and you also stopped like making LED signs because in that, like when you first thought about it, you were making a lot of them.
I was, yeah.
And you were
a few.
You every time by a lot, I mean like every time someone asked you for a personal sign, right? You kind of try to talk them into lining it up.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but I just do that thing that you've been talking about for a few years. Yeah. If things have changed a little bit, find a way to tweak it. But if it's something you really care about, if it's something people keep asking you for, or there's somewhat of an interest in it, just was one of my friends says, JFDI, just fucking do it. Just do it. Yes, it's 3 years late, but like at this point, I'm releasing it solely for me.
Right.
Do I hope that other people get something out of it? And if I didn't have that like expectation, I wouldn't release it in the first place. But mostly it's for me and finally doing what I said I would do 3 next level laser conferences ago.
Hold on. Well, first, let me backtrack. Ben, you're not a stalker. All right.
Yes.
But even though you said it was in the email, I reread the emails like 1,000 times after, and it was not in the email. So this is just the one guy who signed up. It freaked me out. I was like, I don't know. But back to what you said, and this is another big part of my messaging to people. The entrepreneur's journey, okay, is having the willpower to do what you said you would do long after the excitement of saying it has passed.
Oh my God. So true. So true.
I don't care how long it takes you.
Yep.
You're doing it.
Yep.
I'm doing it.
Right.
Life happens. We have to evolve.
Yeah.
But the fact that you stick to it, that's what sets you apart, Crystal.
Yeah.
That's why you're going the places that you're going. You have grit. Have you ever watched that talk on grit? It's a TED talk.
Maybe.
Look it up. All of you, if you've never heard about grit, GRIT,
okay,
look it up. It's a TED talk. I forget who like is the person that said it, but
yeah,
that's what we got, my friends. That's what we got.
So where? I mean, obviously, you've already announced by the time this is out. So where can people go?
Just in case they haven't heard it from all of us who have been teasing it for a little bit.
Where can they go?
Where can they go to find Laser Maker Con?
And what's his new IG account?
Time out.
Right?
Oh yeah, I have.
How did you not tell me about it?
Because you just did it.
Another thing that I just whipped it out of nowhere, like 30 minutes ago or whatever.
Right.
Right before here. Let me answer this question for you. Hold on.
So my affiliate link.
Mm-hmm.
Will, which I already told John, I was like, we got to put it in the
description.
show notes.
So you're going to click the link below.
Isn't that what the YouTube people say? Far from a YouTube professional.
www.lasermakercon.com. But I want you to click the link below for the Riley Black project.
Yes.
Yes.
Please. Well, and then a quick little blurb that you did allude to it earlier with the fast action pass.
Oh yeah,
so
this is something new. Okay.
Once you click on the link,
I'll explain it. So
yes,
so remember how we talked about how people, if they want to skip the wait and get all the bonuses, they can purchase the conference pass. It's $97, incredible value. Just so you know, my friends, incredible value. Okay, keep in mind that our courses, have like 25 to 40 lessons depending on the course, and the pricing is like 400 plus.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Here you're getting 25 lessons from seasoned, proven, established laser businesses. They took time out of their hella busy days to make a video.
We did.
Okay. All right. So it's $97 if you want to skip the wait and get the bonuses. But I have a special offer for you.
But there's more.
Once you register, we'll offer it to you for 50% off if you take what we call the fast action offer. And that means you have 20 minutes. And if you want to get it for 50% off, so at $47, which is a steal, grab that thing and skip the wait.
And then what happens if they have, their annoying
if you don't want it, you just watch it live.
Well, or if their annoying kid walks up, they miss the 20 minutes, or maybe they're thinking about it, they change their mind later.
If they don't, that's what it is. It's fast action. So you're going to decide, you're like, I want that. I don't even need to think about it. Great. We're going to reward you for that. And you get a 50% off. If you're not sure, then you get the early bird pass, which is $77. And then once the event starts on the 25th, it's the full price, $97.
Okay. Cool.
Cool.
Is that what do they get with the Encore Pass 2? You think you mentioned they get
I'm going to refresh my. Okay, so you get lifetime access, instant access, bonus files and guides and resources, and some of our vendors have a special offer for VIPs. Nice. So if the offer is a free pie burn with a laser.
Right.
As a VIP, you might get a free pie burn with a laser and another really cool free thing, right? So it just depends. So they get extra bonuses. I can go through some of the ones that the speakers offer.
I will be offering a discount to
Doesn't sound like you remember.
I haven't done it yet. That's why.
That's why.
Is it also the file? Or no?
So my file is a freebie.
Okay. For everybody.
For everybody.
General
for
admission.
everybody.
Free
Yeah.
general admission.
And then I believe I'm going to do a discount probably for keychain thingies and or silhouette for lasers.
Oh,
Ooh.
nice.
Fancy. So they're like giving you a bunch of extra perks. So much value. So,
nice.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's great.
Did we cover all the things?
I think we covered all the things. All the
we covered
speakers,
most of the things.
all the things. Well, listen. If you want to know what we didn't cover, there's only
Right.
one way to do it, and it's to sign up and be part of Laser Maker Con.
Mm-hmm.
And
And I don't know if we mentioned that if you do the free version, you still get to access everything for 24 hours.
yeah,
So
she said that.
Yeah. Okay.
You have 24 hours to access.
Right. So you don't have, if you don't, you don't have to get it right away during the event. Every day, there's going to be a schedule. So you want to be on the lookout for the schedule. Every day, about 7 to 8 videos are going to drop and they'll be live for 24 hours.
Nice.
And is there a cutoff to get the
good
fast pass?
question.
Because
Good
like,
question.
let's say someone missed like a lesson or two, and they're like, you know what, I was on the fence, but I missed those
right.
2 lessons. I want to get it.
They can purchase it through the event. So on the 25th, on the 27th at midnight, that's the last day that you can
Okay.
get the Encore VIP pass.
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
Cool.
Well, and that's good too. Like if someone listens to this and didn't know about it, they're living under, some lasered rock.
Yeah.
And they find out on the 27th about it,
Mhm.
then you can still go buy it and get all of it
Right.
before it
Or
goes
if
away.
they did the whole, did it real time and watched everything, and you know what, I'm not, I feel like I could have taken better notes or
True,
whatever. Let
true.
me go ahead and
Yeah.
purchase it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what were you
Perfect.
going to say, Emily? Do you remember?
Nope.
My plan, if I have enough time, so I'm hosting it, so I didn't do a lesson per se,
Mm.
but now that I see yours, like I feel like, oh, I could do a bonus lesson to like complement this lesson,
Yeah.
So if I have time, I'll be throwing those in also.
Awesome.
So
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
yeah.
Perfect. Well, thank you for powering through it and
Yes.
eating all the lozenges to make it through.
How many?
You can.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Nice.
I told you I've had like 50 today.
we can roll back the treadmill back
Hey,
there.
you should
Right.
you should see me, my poor kids, like trying to sign with them. Like,
Right.
what are you saying, mommy?
Just never mind.
I gotta sign with you to save my voice for the podcast.
Right.
Just for real.
Well,
Yeah.
congrats,
Yes,
Emily, on
congratulations.
all the hard work and bringing all of us together. And I can't wait to watch it as well, because I haven't really looked at anything because I have been flying by the seat of my pants also
Right.
for other reasons. So,
Story of our life.
Literally flying.
right. Literally
Yeah.
flying.
Literally.
So that'll do it for Emily. You guys stick around for the life update coming up next. And we are back.
We be back,
That was she dropped the bomb.
right?
Well, I mean, technically
I already knew about it.
she
so.
dropped. Well, yeah, but she dropped
Yeah.
it on Thursday
Right.
of last week. I don't know when you're hearing this, but
Sure,
whatever.
yeah.
It's hard with the time warp. But
We're all
yes,
so tired.
We're still recouping from Next Level Laser Conference. Not to take anything away from
Yes.
Laser
Emily's, which I
MakerCon.
can't wait to see what's
Right.
gonna come from that and the numbers and the feedback.
but that work has been done.
Yes.
And it's also partially why we're so tired.
Yeah.
Because leading up to Tulsa,
Oh my god.
there was a lot of work just from getting
My-
keychain thingies.
My eyebrow
Getting
is twitching because it's like you're bringing up like
traumatic time.
trauma,
Yeah, it was
good trauma,
yeah,
but
it was
like
a lot of
Yeah.
setup for making sure we have enough keychain. I see it.
See it?
Making sure we have enough thingies, making sure we have
60,000.
yeah
By the way, 60,000 and
individual thingies, not like bags.
individual. And what do you call it? Error. The defects, a production
Oh
issue.
man, yeah.
We had
Last
backed
minute.
up all of the black
Extra
strength.
Yeah.
And then I got an email from a customer, which thank God she emailed
and,
me.
And if you've bought extra strength thingies, and there have been defects. Sorry.
Please let me know.
We didn't
Like,
know.
I mean, I always say in my item descriptions that yes, 1, 2, a couple, it's gonna happen.
Right.
I go through them with a fine tooth comb way more than I probably should because it makes my margins a lot smaller.
Especially now.
Oh, right. But let me know if you have too many. Hell, if you have 4, tell me. I'll send you a refund for the 4 that you had. You know, I know it's minimal, but that all adds up.
Right.
And so much so that Jess, Jersey Girl Sign Shop, felt bad because she had a couple and she hadn't let me know. But you know, this customer had a ton.
Yeah, what was it, like 30?
30 something and a 100
out of
pack,
100
which is
pack?
absolutely
No.
not acceptable.
And then we started looking at our
and then I destroyed
inventory.
every package
And
I
man,
had.
it even
and-
went into your backup, like your reserve,
So-
like your personal stash.
Oh yeah, and
those we
so
found.
much so that there was over 1,200 black extra strength keychain thingies that I had to like pull
Right.
from what I would have hopefully sold. We sold out of them because we only
only
had
had a certain
25
amount,
packs or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, so all of that was going on in the background. You know, I had to make this video and, you know, I'm a perfectionist and I had to make it good and I had to, you know, make it entertaining, and I was overthinking it and second guessing it and thought it was boring, and it just, you know, again, I'm the worst to myself, and I'm trying to
we're
get better.
all our own worst critics.
Yes. But yeah, so just preparing all of those packages for the booth, and then also what am I going to talk about at my Ask Me Anything booth, and am I prepared for that? And then preparing for my trip to Colorado and us figuring out what are we going to ship, what are we going to like, you know, what are we going to bring with us, and
how are we getting the banner
our
home, the
bags
retractable?
49.5 pounds and 51.0 pounds, and apparently we found out that there's like a
pound and a half
like
leeway.
cushion, just so you know, so you can go up to 51.5. So we were just under that.
Yeah.
And it wasn't perfect, you know. There was, I felt horrible for Mark,
and learning the whatchamacallit, the POS system.
Oh God!
A brand new POS
which
system.
thankfully it was pretty easy. But when we had connection issues and we couldn't connect to the internet, and that was something I messed with until 3 a.m. the night before the conference and all that stuff. But like Mark, you know, I thought that it was going to be a lot easier to like, you know, take care of like the boxes and stuff. One, I thought that we were going to sell so much that we just didn't need to ship anything back. That was my, you know,
Grand
hopeful thinking. And it didn't happen that way. I mean, we sold a ton, but it just didn't really clear up as much space as I thought it would. And so, you know, I felt bad because I had to leave 4 boxes for Mark to ship, you know, when he had time, and, you know, he had his own stuff going on. So I felt bad that I might have added like a little bit of a stressor to that. Although I don't think I was the only one, which makes me feel better and worse at the same time.
Which is why there was a lot of stress.
Right. But, you know, it's just this weekend, that weekend, the conference aside, it really, you know, we've been in this weird space in this new house that we really love.
Right.
And you being also now like part of the entrepreneur, like part
self-employment.
And, you know, it's been kind of weird for me to find a place with my stuff, because I've just been like in this weird, like funk, but not funk. Like I'm happy. I really love my life. I really love what we're doing.
Yeah.
But I still do have this weird like funk struggle that I got to figure out, you know, what am I doing? What do I want to do? What requires more of my time? Because I do too many things, but I love them all, and I can't get rid of any of them, which means it doesn't let any of them really grow to their full potential. So I have to find other ways around it. But this weekend, I keep saying this weekend, but whatever, the conference that weekend, it just validated a lot for me, for us, because we got just, besides the sales were fucking amazing.
Yes. Thank you if you purchased
Seriously.
anything from the
Just
table.
anything. Anything.
Whether
$2,
you pre-ordered,
$3.
where you got those
scraper,
awesome pens.
Anything.
Yeah, thank you.
Stopping by and saying hello,
Yes,
even if you didn't
that
buy
was-
anything.
Yeah, and sorry if I was swamped with people.
Right. Both of
couldn't.
us. We were both
I saw
really
you.
swamped.
Yeah, I try to see everyone.
I
that
saw
passing
everybody
by.
waiting in line too
Yeah.
that like couldn't wait and had to leave,
Right.
and I saw that too. And just everyone who stopped to tell us, like, oh, you know, we love your podcast. I love
Right.
your course. I love your files. I love, you know, this. And then the realization when they would figure out, oh, your keychain thingies.
Right.
Oh, you're the podcast,
Oh, you're the podcast people. Yeah.
Like just all of that and all the feedback we got about how real we were. We heard that I don't know how many times
Right.
from many different people, not people who talk to each other and are regurgitating the same thing.
Right.
It was like, you know, it's hard to share your struggles, and sometimes you don't want to share too much, and you don't want to be the Debbie Downer, and you don't want to talk about all the negative. At the same time, we never want people to feel like they're only seeing the highlight reel and that they're alone in their struggles, because they are not.
Right. That's kind of like what we've like not founded the podcast, but that was kind of like our original like mission is like to get you through your long projects in your garage, basement, wherever your workshop might be.
Right.
And also to like, you know, kind of bridge that gap from working wherever it is you're working to community.
Right.
So you can hear other people's struggles and stuff, and with that
Find
is our
you
own
some laser friends.
Is fine. You know, you listening to our own struggles, like you know, we have this podcast.
And if you don't have any
everything.
laser friends, you have one in us.
Yeah.
in our podcast or
So it's like, you know, we have our own struggles, and we're not like, you know, afraid to share it.
No.
And it is what it is. And I want to thank everybody that was at the conference and that came out to watch us record live.
Yeah.
Like that was also a moment that I looked out and I'm like,
that was crazy.
Wow. Like I didn't
I still need to post about it. I haven't even posted about it. People are like, I want to see the pictures. I'm like,
in Dallas, it was like a core, like, I mean, I feel like it was like 10 people.
Maybe.
And like we
and they were like our friends. Like they kind of had to be there. you know?
Right. And it was very like not last minute because we planned to, but it was like through word of mouth and So this time we kind of, you know, told people we were going to do it leading up. We just didn't know where it was going to be. Then we picked it, and then we posted about it, and then just the turnout, people like, you know, going to dinner and being like, oh, I gotta be back. Like,
cool,
I'm
gonna forever tell that story.
We're going to dinner, but hey, I gotta be back at the hotel by 9:30 because they're gonna record the podcast.
Right.
And even that was like, what podcast?
Yeah.
And then people were like, oh.
Well, and I love that Ivan shared that with me, because Catherine didn't even tell me that she made it a point to like come to the podcast. So I would have just thought, oh, she wasn't busy right then. She decided to stop by. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was
I didn't know what to expect this time around. Like I figured there were gonna be a few more people, but I felt like there were gonna be people that went to Dallas, and then heard us or said that they were gonna come but didn't make it. So I thought it was gonna be a bigger crowd, but not the size that you guys turned out to. And thank you so much. It's like just you guys being there and like wanting to, and not even being able to hear us, because if you were in the back, you couldn't hear us.
I know. Feel bad.
And I didn't even think about that until somebody brought it up after the fact.
I was so in my head about talking in front of that many people that I didn't even think about the fact that maybe they couldn't hear us.
Right. Yeah.
You know, and I needed to maybe project louder or whatever.
It's hard because if we project louder, then it would be overmodulated.
Well, and I barely had a voice
Right.
anyway, and it was a whole thing.
So hopefully next year we'll be able to have like we'll be able to be in like the session room or something, so everyone can hear us. That if you wanted to come, you can hear us.
But this time it's our turn to say thank you.
Thank you.
For if you stop to talk to us or give us any kind of feedback, like it just you made it for us, because it was so hard and I was so tired, but I was just so glad that, you know, we have a tribe and we have people.
And there was, even after the podcast, after we did it, it was like, you know, a part of me just wanted to go upstairs and like go to bed. Like,
Yeah.
because we had a long day.
Yeah.
And everything like that.
I remember
but then it was
I had my
second
crazy
wind.
second wind
Yeah.
for some reason that night, and you were like, not me. I'm ready
yeah.
to go to bed. I'm
But
like, no,
it was-
everything's amazing.
But it was one of those things, like, you know, the crowd, and then everyone stuck around afterwards, and then we all
Yeah.
went to the bar. So I'm like, I can't, as much as I want to go to bed, I can't. If you took time out to come and like just
Right.
see it because you couldn't hear it or whatever, the least I can do is, you know, come out and hang out with you guys and talk to you. And it was great. It was great seeing everybody. And you know, Jessica with Jersey Laser. What, I just blanked.
You just ruined it so much for me that Jersey Girl signed.
Jersey Girl. It's crazy that was the first time we met her.
Yeah, because
It felt like I had seen her, like we had
Right.
met in Dallas or something,
Yeah.
or like
there was a few people
different.
like that for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. So
So anyway, just thank you again.
Yes.
You know, we've kind of been in this weird space trying to figure
Yes.
out what to do, you know, with his new business and his
Yeah.
stuff, and me figuring out what direction I want to go, you know, with my stuff. And I mean, so you'll be taking a little bit more of a role with this stuff, and Riley Black Media, you know, we'll see what that morphs into.
Right.
You'll still be doing
Right.
video and that kind of stuff for the connections you've already made, and you know, that are
editing
outside
for-
the laser world. But I'm gonna, if you guys know me, I'm going to relinquish some more control.
yeah, every conference I get more and more.
He does.
I get more and more
It's true,
obligations.
because I get more and more backed against the wall. Like, you can't do it all.
Yeah.
You want to, but
Yeah.
you can't. Share some with, you know, your husband who can help.
And we have
So,
big plans for the future.
big plans.
Including, you know,
He teased it, but we can't really say anything
we can't.
because
I mean,
don't.
it's all
just-
planning. It's all this and that.
there's a
but,
lot.
But if you followed this show, you know that we're coming up
And you
on
made it this far.
Yeah, you know that we're coming up on a year in this space, and apparently, every year we have to upgrade.
Now, how is that for a teaser?
Yeah. So
Anyway,
we're toying around with some changes
Mm-hmm.
to this space, and hopefully we can. You know, right now we're in the planning phase.
I'm not crying, I swear.
No, it's
My eyes
it's
are
growth.
watering.
It's growth.
I'm
I
not,
get it.
but I would.
I get it. But yeah, we're playing around with some ideas on
Yeah.
how to and you know, essentially it's to bring you a better product.
Yeah.
I mean, for those of you
All
that are
across
on
the board.
Patreon,
Yeah.
are on our page, share our Patreon. For those of you who just listen but come out to
And we
the
got
conferences.
two or three new patrons since the conference. I think I'm pretty
Great.
sure Blake is one.
Oh, yeah.
But I think he was just a $4 one, so he didn't get in the mentions.
Mm.
But Daniel, who we met and both had great
Oh, right.
conversations with,
Yep.
who I can't wait to see,
For the jigs.
you know, where that goes with the jigs, because again, that's something that I keep putting off
Right.
because of time and whatever. Well, it's like, well, let me just, I have to learn to delegate more.
Right.
I cannot grow if I don't give up some control and let people help me.
Right.
And I think that's what I really realized more so this time than the other times. You know, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, you're going to run the store while I'm gone at the conference for the week. Okay, you're going to, you know, I don't know what you did the second one, but, you know, in this time, not letting you, but having you run the pens and that kind of
Right,
stuff.
yeah,
But it just showed me that, like, oh, okay, wait, I don't have to hold the world myself. I
right.
can have someone else do
And
something.
I did get a little bite of the laser bug, you know,
did.
doing the fiber, and then the
kinda
next
jealous,
day,
actually,
the
'cause
next
I
day,
haven't touched it yet.
moving on to the mirror.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's so if you haven't already, I've been a little more active, and as I do more
Yeah,
projects,
he's been
I'm gonna have
commenting more in all the
questions.
groups
Yeah.
and just
Yeah.
like interacting. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, thank you. I'm trying. I'm coming in. You know, I'm gonna turn in
Laser
this laser
husband.
husband shirt and just be like a laser
A
person.
laser person,
Yeah.
not just a laser.
Not just a
person.
laser husband, not just an emotional support husband, but an actual,
really are.
an actual part
Laser
of the
guy.
community,
Yeah.
like official, like I'm not just marrying into the community.
Right.
You're not just
Yeah.
in-laws. You're gonna become family.
Well, and that's what you noticed this time too. I keep trying to wrap it up, but
Yeah.
you at the people were coming up to you and like you knew
To
more
talk to me,
people,
yeah.
more people knew you.
Right. I felt more
like,
comfortable.
Yeah.
Right.
So you definitely felt more as like a part of the community than just the guy who does the podcast with his wife, his laser wife.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So
Good things.
So thank you for all the support
Again.
in whichever way that you support us. Thank you
Yes.
guys so much. We really
free
appreciate
or
it.
not free, like
just
all of
supporting,
them.
just supporting,
liking,
us.
sharing,
talking about us.
commenting.
Yep.
posting.
Every time, anytime someone mentions
a podcast.
what
yes.
podcast, does anyone listen to any podcasts? Are there any podcasts? You guys
Yes.
are the first ones. Hey, Riley Black Project.
Yeah.
So we appreciate it all. And with that, it's been another great episode of the Riley Black Project. Crystal and John.
Bye.
Maybe we're all done.